What's going on, everybody? If you haven't watched these videos from the beginning, do me a favor, go back and start at the beginning of the series and watch these videos. Hit that subscribe button for me. Do me a favor real quick, go on ahead and say a prayer to ask the Lord to give you wisdom and knowledge of His Word. Let's get into it. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. Thank y'all for joining me for another video. Again, you're going to have to excuse a little bit of background noise, baby making noise and the TV going on. I got Liam over here in his playpen. We're going to go through Matthew chapter 8 this morning. So flip on over to Matthew chapter 8 and let's get into it. So in Matthew chapter 8, you start to see Jesus performing miracles. So we're going to go over verses 1 through 4 first. When he was come down from the mountain, great multitudes followed him. And behold, there came a leper and worshipped him, saying, Lord, if thou wilt, thou canst make me clean. And Jesus put forth his hand and touched him, saying, I will, be thou clean. And immediately his leprosy was cleansed. And Jesus saith unto him, See thou tell no man, but go thy way, shew thyself to the priest, and offer the gift that Moses commanded for a testimony unto them. So, leprosy is a disease that damages nerves, the respiratory tract, skin, and the eyes. It can lead to loss of extremities. It was thought back in the day to be extremely contagious, and if you had it, you were made an outcast. So in verse 4, this is referring to Leviticus 14, 4 through 32, where the Lord is giving Moses the law of the leper in the day of his cleansing. So flip with me real quick to Leviticus chapter 14, and we'll go ahead and read through them verses. All right, so Leviticus chapter 14, verses 14 through 32. And again, this is where the Lord is giving Moses the law of the leper, or the cleansing of the leper in his day of cleansing. So this is going to be kind of long, so you'll have to bear with me a little bit. So we're going to start with verse 4. Then shall the priest command to take him that is to be cleansed 2 birds, alive and clean, and cedar wood, and scarlet, and hyssop. And the priest shall command that one of the birds be killed in an earthen vessel over running water. As for the living bird, he shall take it, and the cedar wood, and the scarlet, and the hyssop, and shall dip them and the living bird in the blood of the bird that was killed over the running water. And he shall sprinkle upon him that is to be cleansed from the leprosy 7 times, and shall pronounce him clean, and shall let the living bird loose into the open field. And he that is to be cleansed shall wash his clothes, and shave off all of his hair, and wash himself in the water, that he may be clean. And after that he shall come into the camp, and shall tarry abroad out of his tent 7 days. But it shall be on the 7th day that he shall shave all his hair off his head, and his beard and his eyebrows, even all his hair, he shall shave off. And he shall wash his clothes also. He shall wash his flesh in the water, and he shall be clean. And on the 8th day he shall take 2 he-lambs without blemish, and 1 ewe lamb of the first year without blemish, and 3/10 deals of the fine flour for a meat offering, mingled with oil, and 1 log of oil. Aren't y'all glad we don't have to do any of this anymore? This is a lot of work. And the priest that maketh him clean shall present the man that is to be made clean, and those things before the Lord at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And the priest shall take 1 he-lamb and offer him for a trespass offering, and the log of oil, and wave them for a wave offering before the Lord. And he shall slay the lamb in the place where he shall kill the sin offering and the burnt offering in the holy place. For as the sin offering is the priest's, so is the trespass offering. It is most holy. And the priest shall take some of the blood of the trespass offering, and the priest shall put it upon the tip of the right ear of him that is to be cleansed, and upon the thumb of his right hand, and upon the great toe of his right foot. And the priest shall take some of the log oil and pour it into the palm of his own left hand. And the priest shall dip his right finger in the oil that is in his left hand, and shall sprinkle of the oil with his fingers 7 times before the Lord. Again, y'all, bear with me just a little bit longer. We're getting there. And the rest of the oil that is in his hand shall the priest put the tip of his right ear of him that is to be cleansed, and upon the thumb of his right hand, and upon the great toe of his right foot, upon the blood of the trespass offering. Sorry about that noise. My boy's got a toy over there that he's liking smacking on and making noise. And the remnant of the oil that is in the priest's hand he shall pour upon the head of him that is to be cleansed, and the priest shall make an atonement for him before the Lord. And the priest shall offer the sin offering and make an atonement for him that is to be cleansed from his uncleanliness. And afterward he shall kill the burnt offering. And the priest shall offer the burnt offering and the meat offering upon the altar. And the priest shall make an atonement for him, and he shall be clean. And if he be poor and cannot get so much, then he shall take one lamb for a trespass offering to be waved, to make an atonement for him, and 1/10 deal of fine flour mingled with oil for meat offering, and a log of oil. And 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons, such as he is able to get. And the one shall be a sin offering, and the other a burnt offering. And he shall bring them on the 8th day for his cleansing unto the priest, unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation before the Lord. And the priest shall take the lamb of the trespass offering and the log of oil, and the priest shall wave them for a wave offering before the Lord. And he shall kill the lamb of trespass offering, and the priest shall take some blood of the trespass offering, and put it upon the tip of the right ear of him that is to be cleansed, and upon the thumb of his right hand, and upon the great toe of his right foot. Again, I really am glad Jesus Christ died for our sins as the ultimate sacrifice, that we don't have to do all this anymore. And the priest shall pour the oil into the palm of his own left hand, and the priest shall sprinkle with his right finger some of the oil that is in his left hand 7 times before the Lord. And the priest shall put the oil that is in his hand upon the tip of the right ear of him that is to be cleansed, and upon the thumb of his right hand, and upon the great toe of his right foot, upon the place of the blood of the trespass offering. And the rest of the oil that is in the priest's hand shall he put upon the head of him that is to be cleansed, to make an atonement for him before the Lord. And he shall offer one of the turtle doves, or one of the young pigeons, such as he can get, even such he is able to get, the one for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering, with the meat offering. And the priest shall make an atonement for him that is to be cleansed before the Lord. This is the law of him who is plagued of leprosy, whose hand is not able to get that which pertaineth to his cleansing. So that's a lot of work, just for one thing, just to be cleansed of leprosy. So you can see how hard it used to be with sin and everything you had to do when you sinned. So we're going to go on through verses 5 through 14 in Matthew chapter 8 now. And when Jesus was entered into Capernaum, there came unto him a centurion, beseeching him, and saying, Lord, my servant lieth at home, sick of the palsy, grievously tormented. And Jesus saith unto him, I will come and heal him. The centurion answered and said, Lord, I am not worthy that thou shouldest come under my roof, but speak the word only, and my servant shall be healed. For I am a man under authority, having soldiers under me. And I say to this man, Go, and he goeth, and to another, Come, and he cometh. And to my servant, Do this, and he doeth it. When Jesus heard it, he marveled, and said to them that follow, Verily I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, no, not in Israel. And I say unto you that many shall come from the east and west, and shall sit down with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. But the children of the kingdom shall be cast out into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And Jesus said unto the centurion, Go thy way, and thou hast believed, so be it done unto thee. And his servant was healed in the selfsame hour. So a centurion is an officer in the Roman army who commanded a company of 100 people. When the centurion asked Jesus to heal his servant, Jesus says, I will come and heal him. The centurion tells Jesus that he's not worthy. That's what he was saying there, was he was not worthy to have Jesus under his roof. That's why Jesus was marveling at his faith. So we'll go over. So we'll read 14 and 15 now. And when Jesus was come into Peter's house, he saw his wife's mother laid and sick of a fever. And he touched her hand, and the fever left her, and she arose and ministered unto them. So verse 16 just tells the people coming to Jesus to cast out devils and spirits. When the evening was come, they brought unto him many that were possessed with devils, and he cast out the spirits with his word, and healed all that were sick. So verses 17 and 18, and this speaks about some Old Testament prophecy. We'll go over that. That it might be fulfilled which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, saying, Himself took our infirmities and bare our sicknesses. Now when Jesus saw great multitudes about him, he gave commandment to depart unto the other side. So this is referring to Isaiah chapter 53, verses 1 through 5. So flip over there with me real quick. All right. So Isaiah 53, verses 1 through 5. Who hath believed our report? And to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of dry ground. He hath no form nor comeliness. And when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. And we hid, as it were, our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Surely he hath borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. Yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed. So that's talking about, part of that is talking about Jesus healing all these sick people and these possessed people. Part of it is talking about Jesus Christ dying on the cross for us, and he was mocked and scorned when that happened. People didn't believe who he was. All right, so let's go through verses 19 through 22 real quick. A certain scribe came and said unto him, Master, I will follow thee whithersoever thou goest. And Jesus saith unto him, The foxes have holes, and the birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man hath not where to lay his head. And another of his disciples said unto him, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father. But Jesus said unto him, Follow me, and let the dead bury their dead. So that first scribe, when he was talking to Jesus, Jesus was telling him, he's pretty much homeless. He doesn't have anywhere to lay his head. He doesn't have a home on earth to go to. And the second of his disciples was talking about going and burying his father. Jesus was saying following him was more important than that. All right, so we'll go through verses 23 through 27. And when he was entered into a ship, his disciples followed him. And behold, there arose a great tempest in the sea, insomuch that the ship was covered with the waves, but he was asleep. And his disciples came to him and awoke him, saying, Lord, save us, we perish. And he saith unto them, Why are ye fearful, O ye of little faith? Then he arose and rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was great calm. But the men marveled, saying, What manner of man is this, that even the winds and the sea obey him? So that's kind of showing how little faith even his disciples had in him at the time. You've got to have that faith that Jesus can pull you through anything in your life. All right, so verses 28 through 34, we may break a couple of these down as we go through here. And he was come to the other side into the country of the Gergesenes, and I know I'm probably pronouncing that one wrong. There met him two possessed with devils, coming out of the tombs exceeding fierce, so that no man might pass by that way. And behold, they cried out, saying, What have we to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of God? Art thou come hither to torment us before the time? That's pretty important right there. Even the devil is recognizing Jesus as the Son of God. Talking about before his time, before he's cast into hell. That is very important. And there was a good way off from them an herd of many swine feeding. I'm talking about swine, they're talking about pigs. So the devils besought him, saying, If thou cast us out, suffer us to go away and into the herd of swine. And he said unto them, Go. And when they were come out, they went into the herd of swine, and behold, the whole herd of swine ran violently down a steep place into the sea and perished into the waters. And they that kept them fled and went their ways into the city and told everything and what was befallen to the possessed of the devils. So when it's talking about those that kept them, they're talking about the herdsmen that kept the pigs. And behold, the whole city came out to meet Jesus. And when they saw him, they besought him that he would depart out of their coast. So this scared them. They didn't know what to think. They didn't know what was going on. They saw devils cast into a herd of swine and they ran off a cliff. But anyways, that's going to be the end of chapter 8. Again, I appreciate y'all watching these videos. Hope you stuck around to the end of it. Hope y'all come join me on the next one. We'll see y'all later.